Welcome to another edition of the Stack Supplement Podcast. We run down all the top stories and exciting announcements shared on our website from the past 7 days. And it is going to be a pretty busy next week or so. We have the Arnold Sports Festival taking place in Columbus, Ohio in 11 days. So I fly in. I'm needed there from the first day of next week. So if anyone gets in there early by any chance, wants to hit me up, I'll be there Monday to Monday. And then doing a bunch of touring around various countries, companies, and whatnot. And yeah, we're going to be on the ground at the Arnold Sports Festival. We're going to be sharing as much content as we can, updates, news, announcements from the show directly. And obviously the Stack Pavilion will be in play. It is going to be the pretty premium section, badass section, cool kid section, whatever you want to call it. It's jam-packed full of sweet brands, awesome companies. Definitely stop by. If you're in there, it's going to be hard to miss. I've said it numerous times on this show. It's pretty cool to know that this was brought up on this podcast, and now we are finally here at the event. There will be a nice big sign, I believe, hanging, showing you to notify where the stacked section is, Stack Pavilion. There will also be a different color carpet. Shout out to Brad from Ninja, who suggested we change the color of the carpet for our area. I put that submission in straight away, and yeah, we got the notice that it was okay to do. So yeah, we'll be there all week, Monday to Monday. Be great to see anyone that stops by. We're giving away 100 or so t-shirts each day. I don't have the shirt yet. I actually should have one for the next episode of our podcast, which I'm hoping to record before we fly and get in. It'll be much easier that way. To give you an idea of what it looks like, it's on the site, so if you go to stack.com, you will see it. I'm trying to think anything else. And we do actually have this to show off. This is the draft version, or somewhat of a sampler that we put together. This is the Arnold Expo Awards. So these are awards specifically for exhibitors at the show. 5 categories up for grabs. Top tasting, which is basically the best tasting product at the show. This doesn't necessarily need to be something completely new, but newer products will get a bit of favoritism, if that makes sense. Let's say we have a top tasting chocolate protein bar and another top tasting chocolate protein bar. If it's very new and it's offering a different experience, something we haven't had before, we'll get a little bit extra points for that, as we are trying to encourage innovation and releases for the show. There is a Best Booth Award, which goes to the one that has just the coolest shit going on, won by Animal in past at the Arnold. We have done this, give this award at other shows. But Animal has won it, I think it was 2 years straight that we did it pre-pandemic. There is also Best Branding, which is a new thing we've introduced, so Best Looking. We were going to call it Best in Show, but we felt like that might get it confused. There is People's Choice Award, which is essentially we're going to go around, check out all the show, all the exhibits, all the activations, all the things people have going on, and then put it to a vote, put it into an interest. Say we share, I think it'll be on our stories. I think it might be on the Arnold Sports Festival stories as well. So it'll sort of be what people think is the coolest thing, whether they're there or looking from afar. And then there will also be the Innovation Award, which goes to the new innovation. So this could be absolutely anything. Obviously, being Stacked, we lean more towards products and things that we share. So pre-workout supplements, protein bars, whatnot, energy drinks. That award will be very much geared towards innovations from, how do I say this? So if the product, I think that we have a cutoff, or a rough cutoff would be if you launch the supplement within the last month or so, bring it to the show, that would be encompassing. If it was previewed there and going to be available in the coming weeks or month, but so long as all the information's there and you can sample it and see it and all that stuff, that is all good as well. So basically, just the coolest innovation of the show. And this will, obviously this is very subjective, and we are supplement guys, so we're going to be leaning more towards supplements. But just to give you an example, a loaded pre-workout could be a winner, so long as it's new. So if it's a supplement that's been around for a while, obviously that wouldn't necessarily be considered innovation because it was innovation at the time, but we're talking more current innovation, new innovation, in the terms, the essence of the word innovation. So yeah, that'll be the 5 categories. Every one of them is going to get this. These little bad boys, we've put them together ourselves, made them as sweet as we possibly could. There will be a little plate at the bottom that sort of says the category and show. And yeah, we're presenting these to people on the Saturday and Sunday, I believe it is, the winners. And from what I know, there may indeed be a big opportunity, photo opportunity for the winners. I can't confirm yet because we're a little unsure, but there's expected to be somewhat of a cool opportunity. So yeah, this is just a spare one. We put together as a, just wanted to have here and as a test as we got the toppers custom made and then built the bases separately just to make sure we get a good fit and everything looks as perfect as it does. But yeah, that is all the action we got going on at the Stacked Pavilion and the Arnold Sports Festival. So yeah, if you're in there, if you're at the show, stop by, say hello. We'll be there all day. I'll be there making sure everyone in the pavilion has what it needs, taking meetings, yeah, doing everything in between. We also will be in and around the show with the other exhibitors. But if you're not there, we'll make sure we have absolutely every single corner of the show online for you to see, to let you know what you might have been missing, what you won't have been missing, and so on and so forth. But now, back into the core focus of the Stack Supplement podcast, and this is where we run down all the top stories, as I said, and exciting announcements from the last 7 days. And the world is heating up. The world is getting pretty fiery in terms of supplements. We've seen a whole bunch of exciting products, and one of those that we didn't actually get the full story on, but Core Nutritionals, specifically Doug Miller from Core Nutritionals, is starting to tease a supplement. Now, the pictures on the site, it's very vague. We don't know much about it, but based on what Doug is saying and the brand is promoting, it sounds like it's going to be a very promising premium supplement. All we know is it is so the brand and Doug have been in the industry for 20 years. And so the story behind this is 20 years in the making. Something to represent what they've achieved and what they've done in that long stretch in the industry. I don't know what it is. I believe we're going to be seeing it very shortly with the Arnold. Core Nutritionals always has a strong presence at the Arnold. I think they have one of the biggest presences combined with a huge show in for their Core Nutritionals, America and Arms Race. But yeah, I believe the supplement will be there. And that's all we can say for now, but definitely check out the teaser. It's a promising thing. I'm gathering if it's, like I said, a huge 20-year celebration thing, they're going to make this one memorable. They want this to represent absolutely everything they've achieved in the industry. And Doug Miller and the team have done a massive amount over the years. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this unfolds and how this turns out, especially if we're going to get to sample it at the Arnold Sports Festival. The next story we're going to shoot over to Lenny and Larry's, who known obviously for its protein cookie, which is, as many will know, is also high in carbohydrates. They've launched another new format. So since the complete cookie, which is the Lenny and Larry's protein cookie, they have done a tremendous job at going into other formats. They don't just make cookies now. They have a whole bunch of other products, even alternative cookies with their complete creams or creams, which are Oreo-like experiences, but lower sugar, a bit of protein. The latest is called Fitzels, which is, I guess, like a fitness pretzel, but it is actually promoted as Fitzels protein pretzels, which are indeed higher protein, lower sugar pretzels, and they're pretty damn good considering the format. In terms of like how close to pretzels it's going to be, they look pretty damn crunchy. But the notable thing here is that the nutrition is not. It's closer to that complete cookie than it is a traditional protein chip or protein bar. My traditional macros for a protein bar is about 20 grams of protein and around 200, 220 calories. Quest sits in that realm, Grenade sits in that realm, Bear Bow sits in that realm, but that's obviously not where the Lenny and Larry's complete cookie sits, and that's not where these new Fitzels lie. They are, like I said, a little more in line with the complete cookie. They are pretty beefy in terms of size as well. So every bag weighs 85 grams. So I'm just double going through the macros now. Every bag is 85 grams or 3 ounces, however you want to word it. And in that, you get 18 grams of protein. Now, 18 grams of protein in a snack is pretty good, but at 85 grams, that's a large snack. And so you obviously know there are other pieces to that, and that is indeed the case. You get 39 to 45 grams of carbohydrates, a light 1 gram of that sugar, so notable on the low sugar count, 13 to 14 fat, and 370 to 380 calories. So it's very, very juicy in terms of the protein to carb to calorie ratio. As I said, your typical bar snack, I like to look for 20 grams to 200 calories. That's not that that's not as lean as a protein shake, but that is, I guess, at that point, that 20 grams, 200 calories to 220, you get a pretty good variety. And there's where our bear bells, our favorite protein bar, lies, which is going to be at the Arnold Sports Festival in the Stack section. So just a side note there. But yeah, the Fitzels are out now. They come in 3 very common, I guess, traditional pretzel flavors. You got bougie mustard, pizza, palooza, and everything bagel, all sitting around that 18 grams of protein. And do note that it is 18 grams in the entire bag. And just take note of the nutrition on a whole bag, because the bag is quite large. Not that it's a good or bad thing, but just keep that in mind. I'm just trying to double check here, because the facts panel does do the, so they split the facts panel. Just be aware of that. So when you look it around, you see the nutrition. The facts panel does list the protein per serve, and then you've got the total amount that you get from the whole bag. So keep that in mind. Don't turn around and see, oh, it's only 6 grams of protein and 120 calories. That is per serve, and there are 3 of those in the whole bag, and that's what ends you up at the 18 protein and a 370 calorie point. So yeah, check that out on the site. As always, we've got a little more information you can break down on there. Now we're going to go over to Ekkovision, who had a pretty interesting update on their energy drink. So if you're not familiar with Ekkovision, the powerhouse, still very young company that's only been on the scene for a couple of years, known for its loaded pre-workouts, specifically the Dethroner pre-workout, which is indeed coming back very shortly. They are moving into the energy drink world. They recently came out and said they're working on energy drink. By recently, I mean within the last half a year or so. Now, they are taking a very unique approach in this, and I'm all for seeing how this plays out. Say what you want about energy drinks, everybody does their own thing, and it's always great to see. And Ekkovision is following suit and doing its own thing. It's not going to be your, the energy drink that you would get from most others. So I believe there is going to be 4 flavors. I don't know if they're launching with all 4 right out of the gate, but there will be 4. And they're going to be themed around each of their ambassadors and athletes. Or they're each going to be themed around an ambassador and athlete. Similar to their pre-workout. So they make pre-workouts based around athletes, like Joel Twinham is one of them. And it's the benefits and the effects of said pre-workout are geared towards their preferences. So if, let's say, the ambassador loves pumps, their pre-workout might be better for pumps, as opposed to more high energy or whatever. Now that is apparently going to carry across into the energy drink. So each of those ambassadors is going to have a flavor. I believe the exact flavors that we've been confirmed are strawberry lemonade, strawberry cream, orange cream, and blue raspberry. Again, each of those is going to be put together in partnership with an ambassador and an athlete. Now, something we didn't know is the formula, by the sounds of things, is going to be different in each of those flavors, each of those products as well. So they confirmed that the blue raspberry flavor, which is Joel Twinham's flavor of energy drink, that is going to be caffeine-free. That is going to be a nootropic-based drink. So I was very, very surprised to hear this. I think it's very cool to know that if you grab, if you see there are 4 energy drinks and you grab one from this guy, one from that guy, you may not get the same experience. Now, I don't know if Joel's one is going to be the only odd one out and the others have all got the same formula. But knowing Ekkovision and hearing this, I'm starting to think that they're all going to be different. I think they're all going to have their own little unique experiences, which fits with what they've done in their pre-workout game and should be damn cool to see executed in the energy drink world. I hesitate to say this. I don't think anybody's done that. A lot has been done in the energy drink world, but I don't think anyone has done that, where each flavor has a different formula. And in a world where energy drink is such a highly competitive space with just people coming in left and right week after week, that's a pretty cool thing to be able to have, to offer a point of difference. Just be like, hey, do you want to check out our energy drink lineup? We have different flavors, so you are limited, obviously. If you want the one without stems, you have to like the flavor. But it's pretty cool knowing that is sounding like what it's going to be. Maybe they have a high stem one that's the orange cream. Maybe they have a low stem and then they have a no stem. Then they have one that's also built for performance with added beta alanine. I don't know. But we do know the blue raspberry one is going to have no caffeine and be entirely neutral, more focused, formulated. So I'm excited to see how they turn out. That sounds like a pretty damn cool concept. Very typical of Ekkovision. They've been doing some boss moves in this short time they've been in the industry. And yeah, as soon as we get more details, I'm going to be putting it out. And of course, we were going to be down in these when we can get our hands on it. Next up, we're going to go to our friends at Ninja, who, as I said, is going to be in the Stack Pavilion at the Arnold Sports Festival. Thankfully, were the ones that suggested about changing the color of the carpet. They're going to have a huge booth. They're going to be going huge, and they are not only going to have one of the larger presences at the show entirely, being in the Stack section, they are going to have a lot to show. Ninja is giving away a 1-year supply of its gaming supplement, Ninja Mode. This is an entirely year supply, so I'm gathering it's one a month, give or take. Then on top of that, they are releasing 2 completely new supplements and 5 new flavors. So that is a splash if I've ever said one. Brands usually bring one new flavor, one new innovation, whatever it may be. These guys are going all out, and they've got 2 entirely new supplements. I don't know what they are. I think they actually might have sent me details. Maybe I do know what they are. And then they've got 5 flavors, and then the year supply giveaway. So in short, if it wasn't already clear, not only stop by the Stack Pavilion to check out everybody in there, but make sure you stop by the Ninja area, as one, they're going to have a boatload of new products to check out and excitement. And you could get yourself in the draw to win that year's supply of Ninja Mode. So yeah, I've got a bit more information about that on the website. Just look up Ninja. Then next up, we're going to move over to probably one of the funner, I don't know if that's a real word, more fun stories of the year. Sorry, of the week. Actually, probably one of the year. And this is mostly a more, it's not really fun's the word, maybe nostalgic, maybe traditional, classic. So the legacy brand, Isopure. If you don't know the brand, it's been around for a very long time. I don't even know when I know they've been around for a while. So Isopure makes protein powders. The Isopure protein powder, it's got a few other products now, but one of its more notable products is the Isopure drink. Now, if you've ever seen a cooler at maybe a GNC, even a gym, over the last 5 to 10 years, there's a good chance you would have seen the brightly colored bottles of protein in glass bottles. And that is indeed the Isopure RTD. Incredibly memorable for that glass bottle. Something to be said about just holding a supplement or a product that's in a glass bottle. Any product for that matter, when it comes in glass. If you buy a phone and it comes in a glass box, you buy jewelry, it comes in a glass box. It just elevates the feel. I believe it's infinitely recyclable. Yes, it is infinitely recyclable. I remember Sol Performance came out and said it was moving to glass bottles. And so yeah, it was a pretty cool product. Just again, getting your protein intake in a glass bottle is damn cool. Specifically the RTDs. Their protein powders did not come in glass jars. But their bottles were just, they had that feel. Obviously the look, they were doing fruit flavored protein before clear protein was really a thing. That's just been what they've done their entire careers. All of their protein RTDs are available in refreshing flavors. Now, and also I will note the nutrition on these things is damn good. What's happened now, or what's happening, or what has shown up is a plastic version of the Isopure RTD has shown up in stores and come to the surface. Now, I don't know if this is replacing the glass. I have no idea. We didn't specifically make sure we didn't say that because I don't know if it is. I just know that there's now a plastic version that has the exact same ingredients and nutrition as some of the glass bottles. So they have introduced a glass bottle. It is 500 mils. So slightly larger than the glass, which was 16 ounces or 473, but everything is exactly the same. So it's still got a very simple, straightforward formula, driven by a premium isolate. You get 32 grams of protein, no sugar, carbs, or fat, and just a ridiculously lean 130 calories per shake, and still in fruity flavors. There are 2 that we've seen so far with Alpine Punch and Apple Melon. Both of those are already available or were previously released for the glass bottled version. And yeah, I don't know if they're replacing it, but one might think that is the case with a new version coming on a plastic bottle, fewer flavors, an identical formula. But if you've ever seen the glass bottle, it's a hell of a product. Just to feel, to hear that clanging in the cooler, just very reminiscent. And it's been a stand, like an iconic classic, almost legacy supplement in the world of sports nutrition. So it's pretty cool to. Pretty interesting to see that it's changing. If it is changing, if they're introducing this, and maybe they're going to have both, I don't know. But you can check out on the site, as always, just type in Isopure. We don't traditionally share many updates from Isopure. They're not a fast-moving company in terms of launching something every week or two or month, but we do feature them when we can, and you can head to the site and check that out. Next up, we're going to shoot over to Rule 1, who you're going to want to stay tuned into over the next few days, next week or so. They introduced a completely new look. Rule 1, famous for its protein powders, its vast variety of protein powders. It has rebranded its entire selection of supplements, minus the protein powders. So all of the Rule 1 stuff that's not protein has been given a new look. You can check it out on the site, but this rebrand does involve a little more than that. So along with the rebrand, they've introduced a few entirely new supplements, and they've introduced at least one new flavor for almost all of their products that they rebranded. So it is a very widespread, very intricate, very in-depth rebrand, almost a revamp is what I like to call it, when they do more than just change the looks. One of the new products introduced is Energized Cognition, a caffeinated nootropic supplement, which you can check out on the site. But basically, we shared the rebrand, we shared Energized Cognition, and in the coming days, we'll be posting out a few more of the other things that are worthwhile and worth checking out. As I said, it's not just a rebrand. It's a huge undertaking to rebrand a lineup as big as Rule 1 has. It's even more impressive to do what they've done in terms of add another flavor to each of those supplements, or the supplements they have, and then even add some entirely new innovations. So pretty cool to see. Anytime a brand goes under that, it's great to see that much attention and effort go into it. And we're going to finish off with two stories. One of them, both of them equally damn big. One of them's on the screen behind me, saving for the end. But we're going to go to Liquid Death. Now, Liquid Death ain't a brand that you would have seen on Stacked, because it is just a can. I say just because it's a canned beverage company. We try to stick to functional brands, energy drinks, sports nutrition, things like that have that supplement thing to it. Now, Liquid Death obviously is the famous canned water company, and they obviously don't market and represent themselves like a typical water company. Firstly, they come in cans, giant 19-ounce cans. They got a very alternative, very edgy look to them. They don't look like water, but it is indeed still and sparkling water, available in flavors, including a tea series. They have stepped into supplements. That's how they've ended up on Stack. So we featured them last week because they now have a product called Death Dust. And if there was ever a sign that hydration is getting some attention, this is just another example. Like I said, Prime jumped into the game and then did a hydration supplement. Liquid IV obviously proved extremely successful. And we've just seen brands do hydration drinks, hydration supplements, and both getting as much attention as each other. But Liquid Death, the canned water giant, has put out a hydration supplement. It's called Death Dust. The formula is pretty straightforward, but it is worth noting, and I do say this to take note, this isn't a company that knows, like, that's in supplements. They probably know supplements, but they're not in this. This isn't a protein powder, amino, pre-workout, let's do a hydration. This is a canned water company, Liquid Death, that has now tried to bring supplements to its audience and its catalog. Very similar to when a supplement company tries to go after the beauty market or the functional world. It's a very different business, a very different area of product. And so hats off to Liquid Death for taking it on. The formula it breaks down pretty straightforward. You get 300 milligrams of sodium, 200 of potassium, 40 milligrams of magnesium, a few other few vitamins, vitamin C and B vitamins, and you do get some carbohydrates and sugar in there. It's 9 grams per stick at 8 grams of that sugar for 35 calories. So it's not dead nothing, but at the same time, this is a mainstream company. They make water. This isn't sports nutrition, and I guess that better for you functional lifestyle isn't their game. That's not what they do, but they've taken on the hydration world. So hats off to them. Hats off for them to bring this world of hydration supplements, or in stick packs, I should add, they come exclusively in stick packs, but hats off to them bringing this type of supplement to their massive landscape and audience. It's pretty cool that I always find it really cool when I see these things, when I see a company as big as Liquid Death that probably destroys half the brands in terms of revenue, brings supplements on, gets into supplements, shows that it's that important, brings that to the masses. Some people just don't like supplements for really what it is, and they've bought that format to people that might not have ever even considered supplements, or even just hydration supplements in general. So very cool to see. Check it out on the site. They actually also put together a pretty damn cool promotional clip. But the last three we have, the one behind me, this is a beast. This is a huge one. Very similar to the Rule 1 story, with Rule 1 rebranding and just revamping its selection. C4, the Cellucor family of pre-workouts, has undergone a monstrous change. So it's not often that C4 rebrands. Back in the day, they used to do generation 2, 3, 4, and they would generally rebrand, roll out new supplements. It's been a while since we've seen that. I don't even know the last time that happened. I think it might have been, I don't even want to say, multiple years ago. And it was a fun time because, again, they would bring out a bunch of innovation and change the look, and they've done that this year or this month or this week. C4 has rebranded its entire selection of supplements. So the Cellucor pre-workouts under the banner of C4 have been changed. They've got the look right behind me. You can check it out for a closer look on the site. Just type in stack.com, type in C4 rebrand, and it's a mammoth jump. They have not only changed the look, so the look is still making C4 prominent, so very bold, very strong C4 lettering. You've got a slightly different, more eye-catching color in the background. The C4 logo has enlarged, and then the details surrounding it seem to have become a little smaller. So you got the weight and the benefits tucked down the bottom, and the top. Interestingly, they have the flavor call out around the neck. So there's a band of a specific color, and that includes the title of the taste. And again, not like a big giant splash call out as we've seen with some other supplements. So pretty extensive, but it doesn't end there. They have introduced a bunch of new supplements. So there are a few new supplements that have been rolled out with this rebrand. They all feature this new look that includes C4 Ultimate Strength and C4 Sport Strength. We'll be sharing details on each of these supplements over the next few days. Literally, just the rebrand was posted on our site last week, and we're going to be highlighting the change because there was just a lot. There was too much to sort of say, hey, go here, read for 30 minutes. We wanted to kind of highlight, because each of these things definitely is newsworthy. So yeah, there is the rebrand. They've introduced the new supplements. They've also reformulated each of the products that has been rebranded. That includes C4 Original, C4 Sport, C4 Sport Ripped, obviously C4 Sport Strength, which is the entirely new one. Then there's C4 Ultimate, C4 Ultimate Shred, and C4 Ultimate Strength. I think it's Shred. I think this is the two hybrids. Yes, C4 Ultimate Shred. All of those supplements have had their ingredients changed, except, again, the strength ones, which are completely new. They've upped the amount of active ingredients they've put into these supplements. And then furthermore, there are some authentic collaborations involved. So we're going to be going over that shortly. One of the big ones is Hawaiian Punch, which is they teamed up with them for a fruit juicy red flavor, specifically for C4 Original and C4 Sport. There are more collaborations. There are more authentic collaboration flavors to this rebrand. Again, it's a lot to unpack. We're going to go over them in the coming weeks, coming days. So just stay tuned. We'll make sure we piece out everything just purely in an effort to highlight it all. We didn't want to drown everyone in C4 news. on the day. But the word is out, the rebrand's out. I believe they're rolling it all into Vitamin Shop. It'll probably show up in other places following then. But yeah, definitely check it out. It's a broad one. They've put a lot of effort into the changes, and it's much like I said with Raw 1, and when they rebrand, it's a huge amount of effort, especially with a company of this size. That is also very much the case for C4, who has presence all over the US and of course all throughout the world. So big changes, and we'll be going over them all basically over the next week. Call it a C4 week, talking about the collabs, talking about the reformulations, the improvements, and then of course the completely new supplement. So check out everything we've talked about on this podcast over at stack.com, stack3d.com, however you want to pronounce it. As always, all we ever ask for support is to continue to help us do what we do and sharing updates and keeping everybody from around the world clued up on the 2,500 brands that we share. Is visit the site multiple times a day, every hour, twice an hour. Share with your mom, your dad, your brother and sister. I appreciate everything everyone does in terms of support, and look forward to seeing you if you are going to the Arnold Sports Festival, and look forward to having you back on the next podcast. Thank you.